Hi, it's Morag from our Permaculture Life, and I really wanted to introduce Wiruungga Gumbaynggiirr. Is that how you say it? I've said it wrong, haven't I? Let's start again.
Yeah, Gumbaynggiirr.
Gumbaynggiirr. Okay.
The English say dung.
Dung. Dung.
Yeah, the dung and the dung. We don't know if it's a bit of music or what.
Wiruungga Gumbaynggiirr.
Yeah.
I've been mispronouncing that my whole time I've known you. I'm sorry about that.
That's all right.
Yeah. And so Wiruungga is an elder from the northern New South Wales
and
area?
mid-north coast.
Mid-north coast, yeah. You're doing a lot of journeying now and inviting people out to go journeying with you. Can you tell us a bit more about what you're doing with that?
My sense of direction or goal in my life is it's I had a hard life growing up and stuff like that, but to now teach the people culture on my journey is about keeping the culture alive. Even if it's Bushtucker, bush medicine, permaculture, the old way and the new way, plus the language, the rituals of the ceremonies, because my younger generation, I could teach it to them, but you also need to care and share it with everybody now. Because it's a time for the new dreaming, and the new dreaming is about people coming together. There's the old dream is still there. The old dream is about men's business, women's business. You can still have that, but now it's a new way of thinking, a new way of sharing your dream time. Still creating that rainbow serpent, and Miami and Wandjula and Birigan and Uradella, and these are all our ancestors of creations, and bring them together with these people today, and then take them out in the desert. Because I take clothing out there, and on the way out we do a bit of rituals and that, making tapsticks and dance and tracking and tools and burial rituals and things like that, because it's so important to find your inner spirit, see who you are, where you come from. But a lot of people haven't got their culture. They're lost. It's lost. But they say it's lost, but I know there's still culture out there. They just got to find within, and it'll come through.
Maybe it's also too about creating a space in your life to do that, because some of the journeys that you take people on are quite long, aren't they? It's not something you can just go and do on a weekend.
No, that's right.
It's not a weekend getaway to go and find your spirit.
No, it's not a 3-dayer. I will be doing 4 or 5 days journeys, and then I'll doing 12 days. I did have a 15 to 20 day to 2 months to 3 months, but I cut that back. I can do that with someone who wants to travel that distance with me for a while, just to learn about the medicine, about the rituals, the culture, So, and I'm well, in my life now, it's to share.
Really fascinated to hear more about what you mean by what you said earlier about old permaculture and new permaculture. Can you say a bit more about that?
Well, in the old permaculture, we collect the seeds with the fruit, we heat it, and we flick it like that. And that's the way you're dropping your seeds, just like a bird. The birds eat it, and they spit it out. And you watch the bird, what they eat, that way you can eat it too. And that's the way of keeping that alive. And then your new way is working with the garden, showing people this, how to do this, and doing companion plants and fruits, and mix it all together with flowers and as much as we can, and teach that people to. Because in the desert, my mob, they're not interested in permaculture. But when you explain it to them, how to put your bush medicine from the bush, bring it in closer, bit of veggies, go down that local supermarket, 2 deer. So you grow these sweet potatoes, get plenty to dig. And if you explain it like that, you get a friend for life,
So when you go up on your journeys, like you're about to head off tomorrow, go on a journey, you're
Yes.
taking around clothes and various things, but you mentioned also that you're going to help people, if they want it, to set up gardens. And so is that, I wanted to ask you particularly about what do you see are the best, like the gardens that you've been able to help people set up, what's worked and what hasn't worked, I suppose, because I know that, like you said, a lot of people not interested necessarily in having a garden, but it does make sense. And how do you find it best makes sense to people?
Well, the first thing is to teach them how to turn a tap on, or to carry water, to sprinkle it, just for the seedlings. That's the first thing, and make somebody in charge. So if you put an elder in charge, you know it's going to get done. Put a young person in, and you're going to do it.
So how are you getting the young people involved in that and embracing culture as well? Like what's your way?
It's to work with the elders first. And the elders got their grandchildren, their families, members around them. And then that's the way to do it, is sort of like, but you say it in a way that they understand. Because where I go to, the language is slightly different because they speak fluent Aboriginal language. So, and I've got to use like the Italian does with their hands, so I'm doing sign language also to understand them. And then one of their grandchildren come out and explain it to me and then translate it back to them. And then they go, oh, we know. So it's like that. So. And then the people I take with me, they also work with me. Because in 2010, there was 13 of us went out to the Kimberleys, and we ended up with 11. So everybody was then, 11 people were responsible to put in 11 gardens. So we put in 11 gardens, and the result of that was plenty of cucumbers, apple, long cucumbers, zucchinis, beans, broccoli, carrots, sunflower seeds, so.
What about all the native fruits and foods? Are people actually planting those in food forest gardens as well? Is that part of your garden work out there?
Well, they say some of them just say, "Oh, look, we got it all. Just stay it there. When next time we seed it, it can come over here and drop in the garden here." Like buying a bag of potatoes out there is like asking for the world. A slice of melon, so
fresh food is just not available.
Not available. It's fresh food is days old, and that's understandable because they got to ship it in, and truck it in, or whatever, But it's worth a lot of money. The biggest issues out there is sugar in the shops. But the cheapest thing probably to buy is a bag of ice.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, no, I walked into a shop up in Cairns, Yarrabah, and I walked back out. I was disgusted, and I bought a bag of ice, walked out with it. And there was that much sugar in there. There's a lot of diabetes, I got diabetes. I'm a diabetic, but I don't take nothing for it. So this is the thing that you can cure yourself by eating, doing bush medicine, Bushtucker, and like that.
Fascinating by that. How are you managing it? What sort of Bushtucker and bush foods are you using to help yourself manage that? Is it just simply through diet that you're?
It's through diet, and it's. I pick out every now and then, get a bit of chocolate or whatever, like that. When you get to like over the age of 60, you can do this, and they say that's naughty for you, But it's really I think a one-off is all right, like an ice cream. It's a one-off. If you have it every day, then you're going to go downhill. But this is why I'm going Walkabout, because then I'm going to get pick up more roadkills on the side of the road, and there is some bush veggies on the side of the road also, and berries and that they can munch out on.
So what are the bush veggies you find? What are they?
Well, there's warrior greens
Of
out there,
course.
farmers' friends.
The leaves, flowers.
The leaves of flowers
Mm.
for the liver side.
Do you need to cook them first, though? Or do you just eat them
I
straight?
just eat them raw.
Yeah.
They're good for you. So that's your like your salad
Mm.
and whatever else you find on the side of the road, like a bit of dandelion and stuff like that. Quandongs,
Ah,
the red ones or the yellow.
okay. Oh, not the blue ones.
No, the blue one's here on the coast.
Ah.
This one.
Yeah,
the
that's
red
the
one.
seed, yeah.
Yeah, like this. And then you see whatever else is out there, look around, you know. Different to the forest or the rainforest, you know, different supermarket.
Yeah.
You got a rainforest supermarket, you got a desert supermarket.
Yeah. And how do you find water out there? That would be
Water,
seem to me.
well at the moment there's plenty from the rain, but there is areas where people know to walk, and there's always a little underground bubble stream.
So is that for people who have no knowledge? I'm imagining there's going to be people watching this film who are from other parts of the world, and the whole idea of, you know, going walkabout and understanding the land. Where does that knowledge come from? How do you pass that knowledge on through the generations?
It's well, when I was growing up, my great grandmother, and then of course all of their children is my grandmothers and my grandfathers, and then that's on my mum's side, and then I had my dad, mum to teach me stuff too, and much as I can loading up into like a computer, downloading all this stuff and getting it in there, uploading it, what do you want to call it, and programming it, and then I've got so much in there, and that's why I learnt to keep it there, but to share it with my grandchildren or any children really, sit down. And I also talk about my hair, you know, like my hair's so long, and for 22 years last year. So I must be on the right track. If my hair can grow that long in 22 years, and every 3 months I've got to cut it. You know? So I just had a haircut, and you know, so.
Where is it? Oh, it's way down here. It's gone around you a couple of
that's,
times.
That's that one, but this is the big one here, going around me here like this.
Oh gosh.
And now it's my skipping rope, you know?
Because you're a dancer and a storyteller and a singer and a maker and you lead ceremonies and all sorts of things, don't you?
Yeah, well, I just try to be one person, me.
Mm.
I'm not trying to be anybody's Superman or anything like that. I just want to be me and to share my knowledge to people and to, if I can help as much as I can. I think this is what it's all about. Life is about, you know. I'm part of the creation of life, a journey, and you know, in my dreaming, in my people. Also, we come from the stars, and before, and then down here, the Mother Earth, they sent, especially Australia to me, is the rainbow serpent come down and created, along with the different people, the different other beings come down and created Gondwanaland, and then this is how we. And we come down on the rainbow then from Platies, you know. So now we're here and we're sharing all our knowledge and experiences of culture because we've been here for thousands and thousands of years. So walking this country, probably just when the dinosaurs end, we arrived. So that was pretty good because they'd ate us all by then.
Yeah, I reckon that would.
So millions of years, whatever they say. But yeah, there was people then, you know, back in that time. So they probably was my ancestors somewhere, or somebody's ancestors, because I think we all come from nearly the same genes in a way. We all eat, live and die the same.
So there's one thing that you reckon that we, so many things, but there's one key thing that you think that we could be doing to make a difference, to heal the earth, to heal people, to move forward in a much more positive way. What would it be? What would you say that would be?
Well, I'm going to find out this year again, also, because I'm going over to Europe to the roots of the earth. So it's the people, the keepers of this Mother Earth. So I'm one of the keepers. I'm going to be joining all the rest of the other keepers I never met in my life. So, and
they're coming from all around the world.
From around the world, and those keepers is like, like in the human rights. The human rights, they fight for people issues around the planet, around this earth. So we fight for the human rights of Mother Earth, and the trees, the rocks, the rivers, the environment of flora and fauna. And I'm one of those. They class us indigenous people as flora and fauna. Any indigenous, so we was like that. But so we coming together this year in Holland, so it'll be the first time that for me to join these shamans. It's a big word to say, shamans, but keepers of the Mother Earth, and it's going to open many doors for me, and working together with people from Spain, Peru, Colombia, Germany, France. It's men and women working together, and I call that the new dreaming. So when I go over there, I'm going to say words, and these will be the words I will be using to make people understand that we are one mob, one nation, in a way of working together with the one thing, Mother Earth. It's a great religion, and if everybody cares for the plants, everything else was there, and then the humans also was on it, because we're out there and there's so much other species out there too was on this planet, and if we all care for the one thing, Mother Earth, and that's what it's about.
You're on these journeys around the world now, and then also out into central parts of Australia to communities, and you're filling up your bus with things to give and to help people. How can we help you to help people? How can we help you to continue doing your work? Because it's for me, to hear what you're doing is absolutely amazing, and it's such vital work. And I know people who watch this will also agree with me and would probably say, well, how can I help you to do the work that you're doing, because it's absolutely critical in this point in time.
Yeah, well, I've got a non-profit organisation, and then I've got a business organisation that I'm going to start, because one I'm not getting funding for, the other one I've got to make money to get to where I'm going to go to. Like I'm setting up tourism in the hinterland of Sunshine Coast to make money to try to kill two birds with one stone, they say. By the tourists get what they want, a journey of culture, and then the people of the desert in remote communities and also in outstations, they get clothing, they get crockery. This time I'm taking bags and bags of rice to those people, some oats and that, because we have got in every city there's a storage place for food, and I think they should be opening them doors more wider, so organisations can get the food to take to the people out there. We need to tidy up our own backyard first, and why we're doing things. And this is what I've been doing culture all my life, and now I'm at that age that nothing else was what I want to do. I had choices I could go and grab a bottle of beer and stuck in the gutter, like my cousins and that like that, or family or anybody, just black or white, no matter who. But I'm not on that trail because my ancestors said, "Nah, we need you." So if you do a good deed for yourself, you'll get results back. So this is the aims. I'm happy. I mean, I got no money, but I'm happy. I run this, what I do, on my pension from the government. They say the government, you get government loan grants. I said no. I do in a way, but only for every fortnight. So and sometimes I sell a lot of my jewellery and paintings to get me from A to B. So today I had a lovely sponsor today, a friend of mine. She gave me $200 for my fuel today to get where I'm going to go to. And I thanked her very much, and I said, and I'm just stoked, really. But so things like this that happens to people, so even going overseas to this place, I'm going to be raffling my paintings and stuff like that to show them that I'm doing my side. I'm not just sitting back and saying, you people got to do it for me. So I'm not into that belief. And with black and white, my great-grandfather's from Ireland, and he's from a beautiful place called County Cork, and he's white as white. And I've got my great-grandmother from New Zealand and Australia too, Aboriginal side, but dad's side, mum's side.
You often talk about the work that you're doing being like a bridge between cultures, that the work that you're doing is helping to share indigenous knowledge with non-indigenous, but also like helping the communication go both ways, because I know that's a really hard thing. A lot of people who live in cities or other parts of the world have probably never had a conversation with an Aboriginal person, for example, or don't even know how to start a conversation to talk about what they need to do about it, and that's the reality of it, isn't it?
Yeah, well, I spoke about this down at Sydney University when I was going to uni, because how many people walk with blinkers down the main street and don't say hello to anybody? And I asked people, when was the first time you ever spoke to an indigenous person, even around the world? I said, never. Well, you can tap yourself on the back today because you have. Because it's great,
It was a very funny story you told me this morning about when you were all painted up and you were being filmed. Can you tell that? Because that just cracked me up.
It was crazy. We're doing a documentary at the moment too with a guy from Chile, and on that documentary we was in a place called Little Yama in the national park, and I'm fully painted up, and I had me killer boomerang here, and there's a big old stump, and the photographer is behind me in the stump, and he's taking all these video clips from behind me, and I'm even stuff like this, and then this man and a woman, we can hear him coming, and then she turned around and she looked and saw me, and she wasn't quite sure if she was hallucinating or is it real or is it not real, but I wasn't quite sure to get up and walk away into the bush like that, or should I just stay and they're trying to explain to her like that. So in the end she's just screaming and words coming out of her mouth that whoa, and her partner ran up to see what was going on, and I had to go peace, and I was telling them that photos behind me, and then she said a funny thing, do you want to take a photo of you? I'm trying to hold a straight face because he would see all that laughing at the back of me if I was moving. And then their partner walked up and he said, "Oh, now I know." And I'm saying, "Cut."
She's met a real Aboriginal.
Yeah, she has now.
Yeah. And they still exist.
She's
They
a
still
real
run
one.
wild.
Imagine the
Yeah.
story she's telling all her friends now.
Oh, yeah. And
You have
she
to
took
go
a
up this creek.
She took a photo anyway. She took a photo, and that photo is now beyond out there.
Yeah. But you do look quite impressive when you're all,
Oh,
dressed
yeah.
up. And
Yeah, I look scared myself sometimes. Yeah. And I didn't paint like this over the nose. This time I like that, and I went like that.
yeah.
So I look really, really scary, you know. But yeah, and with the skins on, and the not the nulla, the killable rang. She wasn't quite sure
No.
if I was real or not.
As an elder, and seeing where you think the world should go, and I'm here doing permaculture work in and around communities. What would you say to me is a thing that you think, really, you should focus on this, Morag, because this is the most important thing, I reckon. If I was to ask your advice about what to do.
I think the main thing, your advice I would give to you is like, start mixing the bush foods and the medicine in your garden. Yeah, because you get a lot out of that, and then you can share your knowledge, experience. Say, well, look, this one's for this one, this medicine for this. It's good for the liver. This one's for part of the diabetes. This one over here, this plant here, is good for diarrhea. And they go, what? So little things like that would look good. Even in this garden here where we are, there's a blue quandong tree there, and even the mulberry. The mulberry tree is it's a medicine too, because the Chinese use it for medicine.
So where did you learn all your bush medicine knowledge from? Where did that come?
My great grandmother.
Yeah.
Yeah. She saw something in me when I was little, and because everybody in my family, she taught us different things. So my uncles and aunties, they went language. She taught my sisters something else, my brothers, and she just saw me, and then, okay, we'll train you about medicine. You're going to listen, because I had a problem about speeching. I couldn't speak real clear, and I used to say, get me F's and T's and H's and whatever mucked up, because that's that English alphabet, But now I'm learning. I'm still learning, So you're never too old, and things like that. And in Queensland here, where I am, this is not my country, but I'm very happy and very proud of the elders up this way allow me to be an elder in their country, and that's not often you get that. And I've got some beautiful aunties out there who respect me, and I respect them the same. But you keep planting as much as you can, in your garden, and just keep talking to young people, because that's what on this journey. What I do is taking young people to teach them about culture, because I don't want it to die, because it is slowly dying. But everything to do with culture or is so many things. People think that culture is just about indigenous people. It's not just about indigenous people. Culture is about everybody who come together to share their knowledge and experiences, and that's what culture is about. And it doesn't cost you anything to share your knowledge with somebody else. It's about being who you are and what you are, and give it, because you can't take it with you. I've got lots of medicine that I'm the sun up there is doing all the work for me, fermenting stuff. But bark, I'm going to collect a lot more bark. You know, we got 300 different species of acacia. I didn't realise there's so many. You know, and I worked with 2 or 3 of them, and because one of those main one is part of our ceremonies and rituals, and when we go through from the age of 12 to 13. So, and I started when I was about 5, going through ceremonies, but not with acacia or anything like that. But they were programming us up to the age of 12. We sat in circles and circles and circles, walked the mountains, and listening. We had to have a listening skills. We didn't ever learn that listening skill. They would, everybody hears. Are you listening? Yes, grandfather, I am listening. You know, so, and people today ask me about, you know, Uluru. What about Uluru? I said, you walk around it and you don't take anything out of the caves. Otherwise, you've got to take it all the way back, and you'll have problems. Problems? Yeah. You'll have problems with your car. You'll have problems with that. I know the rock or the cave will say to you, take me, I'm pretty, I'm beautiful. But when you look at it, it's testing you. Respect, you know?
So, just listening to you now, and I know I've talked about this before, but I would love to come walkabout with you and to learn from you more about, you know, observing in that landscape what is medicine, what is food. You know, I know about around these parts, but in other parts,
yeah,
it's so much to know. You were telling earlier about how you drink the flowers of a tea tree. And saying that it's just such an uplifting drink to drink. And, you know,
especially in the desert.
Yeah.
I haven't tried it on occasion because they're different type.
Yeah.
So you've got to look at different types of tea trees and flowers and that, you know, what you can. Banksias, love the Banksias on the coast. You know, just boil up a kettle, just walk along the bush without killing the flower, dip it in, shake it like that. You can do it while it's cold also, and then you got a nice drink of sweet water. You know, natural.
You were talking too about the the lemon myrtle deodorant. It's the natural impulse.
It is natural impulse.
There's so many things, isn't there, when you start to think about. I've been doing all this research lately about how there was something like 72% of the toxic chemicals that we're exposed to actually come from the products that we bring into our homes, like all our shampoos and deodorants and soaps and stuff, and even the teas and the tea bags. Whereas if you look actually around you in your environment and you live more from the land and observe what's around you, you can actually come back into a place of health.
Yeah, the best soap I find on the river is gravel and mud. Gravel and mud is the best soap because the mud soaks in, the gravel washes it all off, and you feel your skin is so nice and beautiful, soft. Your hair, don't put too much through your hair, but it's all right. Sandpaper fig, clean your nails, clean your elbows, clean your knuckles. It's good stuff to clean that, you know, when it starts to get cold and cracky and stuff like that. I can actually
do it on my heels.
But yeah, even on your heels, just do it like that, you know. Sandpaper fig is it's the right.
This one just behind us here, actually, I think. Just here.
Oh yeah, there's one there.
Do you eat the figs on those too?
Yeah, I do. Make jam, chutney, and even the ginger. I eat the fruit off that at the bottom. Yeah. I mean, there's 2 types in the bush, in the rainforest, you know. The flowers are different. I only eat this one.
Do you use the leaves to wrap up food? I've heard about using that. Like if you're wrapping up fish or something like that. Isn't
Well, there's two ways. Paper bark's the best.
it? Ah,
Paper bark or mud.
mud.
Mud. Make up a paste. Stick it all over your fish, like that, and just set it down, and it'll go hard, and then put it in the fire, and then it bakes it inside.
Oh, wow.
So like a oven.
Yeah.
So like a clay oven, it's the same way. The paper bark used as like a foil paper. Foil is no good for you.
No.
The paper bark is, and it's natural. Now, if you soak the paper bark with water, and you just put the fish in, and you ginger or garlic or whatever, and roll it all up, tomato, and then you put it on the fire. When you look in the forest, when the bushfires are on, they'll only burn the layer outside. Like that. There's so many layers of paper inside. So that's way
Perfect.
I do it. So,
Yeah, nice.
big in the Kimberleys, there's massive big trees of paper. So you can strip and you can build a little gunya. Also a little gunya, there's a little house of it, So you can make a little house, put a floor in it, put walls, and you can put some bushes over the top, and at least you won't get wet. So it's shelter. This is what I teach going along, and it was fine. We just build sticks up like this, bit of a lean-to, people sleep in there at night. And I give people a choice, traditional or not traditional, like tribal or not tribal. And if they say, because if they just go with not tribal, they don't get blankets, pillows. It's not like the
resort things.
resorts.
Yeah.
Because I say to them, look, listen, you got a jacuzzi in a Million-star hotel.
Yes, that's right. It's the authentic thing, isn't it?
That's the real thing.
Yeah.
Because it's only bits of wood, but the Star Hotel is up there. Million stars that you see at night. At least you see it, everything. And you sleep in the sand, and the sand is hot. So there's your hot one. You'll be right from there. It's good. But so this is how I teach them, and then I'll say, see you in the morning, and I go back to my bus, and I sleep in there for the night. But if I'm taking people right out further, then I sleep the same as them. I've got to build my gunya over there, over here. We build a little fire for the night. We do a smoking to ourselves, and then a bit of singing. But you can't talk to the next person, because the next person will be half a K away from you.
Yeah.
But what I do is sit the bus in the middle, so I can watch right around. And I generally go walkabout at night to look down, see if they're safe, see if they're safe. But people
Yeah. So what's the smoking? What's that for?
The smudging is about cleansing your energy, to keep that pure.
What do you use? Is that also tea tree?
Tea tree and gum I use to put on people, like that, smudge them. And they're also good for the mosquitoes at night time.
It makes it good.
If you don't try, well, the mosquitoes, So,
it's a very practical.
yeah, well, the mosquitoes love fresh blood,
So what are the sort of changes you've seen in people when they go out with you? They've never been out before, never done anything like that. Do you sort of see some shift happening in their way of being?
Their way of thinking, their way of looking at you. Thank you. Thank you for taking me, on a journey. And I said, well, if you want the next journey, let me know. You go back home to the country where you come from, then come again.
For someone, like, I was born in Melbourne and I moved up here, but my mum was from England, my dad, he was from Australia too. What's my country? Where do I fit? What do you say to people, when you're saying about country? Because I don't have that long connection to place. It's only a short time in Australia I have connection.
Yeah. Well, it started off in Melbourne, wherever you were born, that's your country. But now, like your children are born up this way, this is their country. We don't Murrays up here, you know. So you got to look at it. Wow, my kids are Murrays. My husband is something, you know, and I come from Melbourne. So you find out what you are down there in Melbourne.
So it's not where my ancestors are from; it's where I'm born.
Yeah, yeah.
So you're saying
yeah.
Melbourne, Victoria.
Yeah, that's your country.
country.
With me, because I'm born in my mother's area, I follow my mother's line. So everything on my mother's side is just Aboriginal.
Yeah.
On my father's side, I've got Irish, Indian, Maori, and Aboriginal. So there's 4.
Yeah, right.
You know, mixed up like salted peanuts. Yeah, sort of like that. But I love the cultures.
Yeah. You've got you're a koala, aren't you?
I'm a koala.
How did you become a koala, and how did someone select that for you? Did you see it? Because there's something about koalas that I've always had this absolute feeling of connection with. Where I grew up, there's always koalas there, and I talk to the koalas and care for the koalas there in my country.
Well, I find that, you know, over the period of years, and even the first time when not my great-grandfather, I never met him, but my grandfather took us out bush, and he was responsible for 4 boys, and that was when we took him out in the bush, and then I went up a tree. There's nothing else to sleep with, so up the tree was a good spot. I become the koala up the tree. He said, "Wow, you climb like a koala, yeah. Not a possum, not a guana, yeah." I was up the tree, you know, and sometimes I look at my hand, I'm so, wow, am I a koala? It's like, there's the 2 thumbs, there's your finger, you know, you walk around like that, hey man, cool. It's a new way of jiving, I reckon, the koala jive. You know, with fingers like this, yeah. But if you look at the koalas, you see 2 thumbs.
Yeah.
And there's 3 fingers stuck like that together, like close. Yeah. And if you're looking at trees when you're doing surveys on koalas, you will find a difference with the scratches between possums and guanas out of a tree. And because I did a documentary on koalas with a company called Walkabout, a German company, beautiful. And then we did the flights of the night with bats. So we learned about, you know, I didn't know, I thought bat was a bird. I didn't realise it was a bird mammal like this, a mammal. So I had to learn all about, see, the bat is my male totem. The red-bellied black is my female totem. So I had to learn about different things about my totem. So
Can they get in touch with you? And
they can look on the computer and look at Dreamtime Walkabout and keep in touch that way. My website's there. I mean, somewhere I've got my little...
I can put down a bit of a blurb and a link to that on there.
Yeah. It's, if you want to sponsor me too, you know, it's what I do, and you know, I would like to say this too, because on the documentary, I watched the show Pimp My Car, Pimp My Ride, and I would like to see, you know, Pimp My Ride mob in America come down under, meet the Wiruungga, and pimp my bus. I reckon it'd be great, you know, and things like that, you know, and for what I do for my mom. And I'm only one, but I would like to get more, a convoy of rainbow buses doing exactly the same thing, but going in different directions, or travel into the one community and drop a lot of clothes and give it to them. Just say, well, there, you're done now for the year. I'll see you next year.
Yeah. So how can people give you stuff to give away? Do you accept donations as well?
I have donations of clothes that I collect from Kempsey to Gympie at the moment. One of my biggest thing is I'm paying rent for a container, but when I get a bit of land, then I can get a couple of containers. People might help me out to get a couple of containers, a couple of 40-footers, because we also need toys, crockery, baby clothes from 0, women's clothes, lots of women's clothes, because I also do the women's refuge places where the women and the kids need that, because that's a place for shelter. And I don't get many men's clothes, but there is some elders out there need some of those. And, so I keep going forward, I keep working on it. But it's great to come here today to listen and also do the interview with you. And we've been working together for a while, and now it's we can only reach the stars again and see how many people who care about Mother Earth. I did a T-shirt not long ago that said, "Why am I here on Mother Earth?" And that T-shirt, I asked that question to myself: why am I here? And that's a very good statement to put. You know, and then it's on the back of it, I'm going to go, "Why are you here?"
Well, exactly. If we all ask that question, why am I here? What is the best thing that I could be doing with my life to help make a difference in the world, to people, to the earth? We'd probably all go on a path that was of great meaning and value, wouldn't we?
Yeah, and I think people from last lives have still got problems in this life to need to sort out. But also, if they did it in a nice way, really good. Thank you.
Thanks, Wiruungga.
Yeah.
It's been great.
Cheers.
Thank you.
Peace. 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 Yeah. That's a cracker.
Oh, I can't believe it. And the thing about, would you like me to take your photo?
I do speak English.
You should have just started talking language at her.
Oh, I should have. She'd have died for sure. I didn't want anything happen like that.
No.